And we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our fourth and final segment, which is going to be talking about some news stories around the league, just some general transaction stuff. So, we did have some pretty notable news that happened when I went to break, which I just saw literally right now, what I am going to talk about, and that a really, really interesting situation here. The Astros are optioning Jose Abreu to West Palm Beach, which is, wow. So, if you don't know, Jose Abreu is the Astros starting first baseman, was a big-time free agent signing last year for them, came in to be their power-hitting first baseman that they had really not had after Yuli Gurriel had regressed these past few years. And Abreu signed last year, started off absolutely horrible, but did really well to end the year, still didn't have a great season in retrospect because of how bad he started, but had a great end to the year, was doing really solid and positive, and was showing them, okay, you know what, didn't have a great year this year, but I think with the way he is performing at the end, he can do well next year, get off to a great start, and do really well. No, that was not the case. Abreu got off to a horrendous start and is at a horrendous start right now. I mean, if you look at his stats right now, currently he has negative 1.5 WAR with 71 at-bats. He has 7 hits in the entire year with 71 at-bats, no home runs, 3 RBIs, is not hitting 100. I don't use batting average for anything, but that's bad. His OPS is 269. His OPS plus is negative 20. And his total base is 8. Now, that's really, really bad. That's bad. So my thought was, okay, you know what, maybe they'll put him on the Phantom IL. He'll try to get it right, and I don't really know what's going to happen, though, because he did sign a huge contract for 3 years. But GM Dana Brown said both sides decided that Abreu will be optioned to West Palm Beach effective tomorrow to get some at-bats and get his timing back right. Now, this is something that is extremely rare in baseball. West Palm Beach is, of course, the low A affiliate of the Astros, just kind of where people go for rehab and people go to if you're a really young prospect. So, we did see something like this last year with Alek Manoah, who was struggling and got optioned at West Palm Beach. But the thing with Manoah was he didn't have a say in it. He just went there because he was being really bad and was, frankly, being horrible at baseball, was not good. The thing about Abreu is once you reach over a certain threshold in your career, you have to give consent to be optioned. So a guy like Abreu, who is a former MVP, was a great player with the White Sox a lot of years, was one of the best first basemen in baseball, signed a huge 3-year contract with the Astros, giving consent to go down to the minor leagues is something that is extremely rare. You never see this because if you're a baseball player, you have a lot of pride. You worked hard to get to the major leagues, whether you're struggling or not. You know you're one of the best baseball players in the world. And going from the lifestyle of being a MLB athlete, a guy in the major leagues, to single A is not something that ever happens. But that's how much Abreu was struggling. That's how much his timing was off, apparently, that he is allowing the Astros to send him down to low A. That is an incredible feat and something that never happens in baseball. I'm glad that Abreu is realizing that he's not been good this year, and I'm glad he is taking the initiative to say, you know what, I need help right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I have not been good. It's a really veteran move and a classy move by him to do that. And wow, that's a really interesting story. I just saw that right as I went on break. Wow, that was very, very interesting. So that was not planned, but it was also very fitting for this segment, so I did want to touch upon it. So, yeah, that's a really interesting scenario. It looks like John Singleton will be the first baseman for a little while now for the Astros, as the Astros lineup card just came out, and he is their starting first baseman. So, yeah, this is a really, really interesting situation and something I'll be following up on. So, yeah. Going to what I had planned now, we have 4 little things that I did want to touch upon for just my news around the league segment. The first one is the Brewers. They are promoting Tyler Black to the major leagues. Black is one of the Brewers' top prospects, a guy who has been one of the top prospects for a little while now. A lot of people were saying is part of the Brewers' young hitting core once he does come up. So that's really nice. you look at Black, according to OMB Pipeline, he is their 4th-rated prospect. His stats this year in AAA are great: a 918 OPS, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, 13 walks as well. Only 3 less walks than strikeouts, which is really nice. So really good job by the Brewers to recognize that he is ready, call him up to the major leagues, and make him a big part of this team. So happy for Tyler Black. I think he's going to make a big impact on this Brewers team and this Brewers roster. So yeah, overall, I think this is a good move by the Brewers to call him up. Good job there, and just interested to see where he does fit into these Brewers, to the plans for this Brewers team. I think that he is going to start in the infield, can play second or third, could potentially also play some outfield, I believe. So we'll have to see where he does play, but I think bringing him up is a really good decision by the Brewers, and he's going to help a lot with this offense. The White Sox signed Jared Walsh to a minor league contract, which is something I found really, really interesting. Walsh was, of course, released by the Angels this offseason after having some pretty bad seasons with them. Signed with the Rangers to be their first baseman for a month, as their starting first baseman, Nathaniel Lowe, was out for a little bit with an injury. So the Rangers signed Walsh and basically said, hey, look, if you're good, look, you get a chance to start for a month while our regular first baseman's out. You get a chance to get regular at-bats, maybe get your career back on track. If you're good, we'll keep you on the roster, and you'll get to play some DH, some first base, bench bat as well, or you can get traded somewhere else to get more playing time. And if you're bad, you still, that's not our fault. You got playing time. He was bad. So he got DFA'd by them, but the White Sox are signing him now, and I think it's a good signing. Again, I've loved what the White Sox have done with these kind of moves, signing veterans who have been really good in the past. And I think Walsh adds to that. Walsh was a former All-Star with the Angels, looked like the Angels' franchise first baseman at one point. Did have some bad season, but still could potentially have some left in the tank. And when you're a team like the White Sox, who, not to be rude, is fighting for nothing, is one of the worst teams in baseball, I think signing Walsh is a great idea. And signing people like Walsh is a really good idea. So, a great job there for the White Sox. I love this signing. Yes, it's very minuscule. It doesn't mean much, but I just like the process of doing these things. I like when the White Sox do these. I think it's, again, really good process. I think it makes a lot of sense for where the team is, and I'm just a big fan of it. So kudos to the White Sox general manager, Chris Getz. I love what he's done there so far, and I like this signing as well. The Padres are activating Yu Darvish off of the injured list. He went there for 15 days with neck tightness. Didn't seem to be a big deal, and he is back right around the minimum of time he had to stay on there. So, big boost to the Padres pitching here. Of course, your pitching has not been performing well. You've had guys like Matt Waldron, Michael King, some younger guys you were expecting to be big parts of your rotation that have simply just not performed, not been doing very well. So, I think getting Darvish back is a really great thing, a really positive sign for your pitching rotation. I think him making consistent starts again for you is going to be something that is a great boost to you guys. I don't think the neck tightness should affect him a lot. He is older, so maybe it could, but I'm watching him, and I'm watching to see what he does, how he does perform with the Padres, and how much he can help this rotation that really, really needs it right now. So, great job for the Padres getting Darvish back pretty soon. Positive sign there for him, and we have an update on Jesus Luzardo, who has a mid-left flexor muscle strain. So that is a positive, I guess. It's not something like in the elbow or something like that where, you would be worrying about a major injury like Tommy John or something like that. But it's still an arm injury, still not something you want. So overall, I think it's good and bad news for the Marlins. It's good news because it could have been worse, but it's bad news because he is hurt. So, I don't think you should stay on the injured list much longer than the 15 days. So, as Luzardo said himself, he thinks that it is mainly a precautionary thing. So, we sing about that. But the Marlins have been hit big by injuries. Yuri Perez, Sandy Alcantara, mainly they're the two big starters for them, and now Luzardo. So just been unfortunate for them and just kind of been unlucky. So hopefully Luzardo can get better, pitch better as well. I think he's going to be a big piece of the deadline if he starts pitching really well, which I expect him to. Was rumored a lot in the offseason to be traded from the Marlins. I think with the Marlins being this bad, they're going to look to trade. Luzardo could even look potentially trade other guys like Jake Berger, Luis Ariz. So it's going to be interesting to see, but good for Luzardo that he's not seriously hurt, but we're watching that injury and hoping that doesn't turn into anything more serious. I don't think it will, but always got to be precautionary with these things, especially for pitchers nowadays. So. All right, so that is the end of our fourth and final segment, guys, and that is the end of our show. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to get uploaded not only when I upload, but when all the other great content creators on this channel upload as well. Remember, we invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see what baseball throws at us tomorrow. Thanks, guys, and bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go